Holy recap, Batman! Hello and welcome to the inaugural episode of the In the Comics podcast with your hosts, James and Dylan.
Shalom, I would be James.
And I am Dylan, and I'm also sick today. Sorry, everybody. Today we're going to talk about the wide world of comic book news, what books we're currently reading, and of course, Secret Wars in the fan-freaking-tastic Convergence series, which everybody loves. Of course. I'm not being sarcastic. You kidding me? No, of course not. There may also be a little bit of ranting ahead, so you can look forward to that. All right, James, if you're ready, let's get into the thick of all things comics.
I'm prepared to talk about our friend Convergence.
Ooh, Convergence.
You gotta love Convergence because it kind of takes away comics that are supposed to be new and replaces them with like random stuff that isn't canon.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. I love how their
It's
timelines
good.
are all great.
Yeah, because they just take random stories that they like and just make new stories out of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
And
You'd think, but it's not
for
really canon.
for me, the best part about Convergence, is you're reading some of the stories and you're like, oh, well, I wonder where this fits into the timeline of everything. Some people, it's like, oh, it picks up right at the last issue of their series, right before the Flashpoint. Then sometimes it's like, oh, yeah, let's pick up at a random point in their goddamn fucking history. Well, why haven't they ever mentioned the damn dome before? Because DC's not going with continuity.
Well, that's good because you don't have to use your brain, like you don't have to think too hard when it's gonna fit in. It just like happens at random. It's like a pick out of the bag.
Yeah.
But I think what's bad about Convergence is all the like two shots. I Because there's so many of them and most of them are just ridiculous. Like they don't have Justice Society of America anymore, do they?
I don't think so. They
I
have
thought
Justice League of America.
I thought that was in the 60s or something, but lo and behold, there's a Convergence tie-in. Supergirl Matrix, who remembers that? No one really.
Nobody. Haven't even heard of it before.
Did you read The Death of Superman?
Yeah, I did.
Remember when Doomsday punches Supergirl's face off?
Mm-hmm.
That's Matrix Supergirl.
Really? That's it?
Well, I mean, there's probably more to it than that, but it's stupid either way.
Well, I mean, for me, like, there are a couple good Convergence tie-ins. Like, the main book, haven't touched it, because it's a waste of money, But some of the actual tie-ins are actually really good. Like, I heard that Superman is actually really good. Like, that's one that people need to pick up. And Suicide Squad actually looks interesting.
Yeah. Well, the Superman one, because it's, in New 52, Superboy is like, I think it's the son of Superman and Lois Lane.
Really?
And I think that's what happens.
Oh, he's not a clone anymore in New 52?
I think he's still a clone, but it's a DNA, I don't actually know.
Speaking of Superman and Lois Lane, they're not on good terms right now, I don't think. Her giving away his secret identity to the whole public and everything.
Well, yeah, because he's dating Wonder Woman, I thought. I guess she's pissed. I would be too.
Fuck if I know.
Actually, I am, because that's just a bad idea. You know? That's why I'm angry, not because anyone was cheating on me. But, I got actually in all 7 of Convergence, and I could safely say that it doesn't really... it's not that interesting, so.
Well, I mean, like, Convergence to me isn't that interesting. I read the 0 issue, which nobody understood
I didn't
at
either.
all. Made no fucking sense. I looked up videos on YouTube after that. They tried to explain it. Like, some of them didn't even make sense because it's not the YouTuber's fault. The book is just terrible.
Yeah.
But one thing that I was really, really happy with Convergence was the idea of Green Lantern Parallax.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to pick it up this weekend, today. but unfortunately they didn't have it in stock at my comic book store. I really like the idea that, you know, how after the dome closes, he loses the freaking power, the parallax thing, and he realizes everything that he's done. Like he's killed pretty much everyone, right? He's killed Kilowog.
Uh, yeah,
He's killed the Guardians, I'm pretty sure. He's basically destroyed the Green Lantern Corps.
yeah. Oh well, there's a lot of them.
But I like that he locks himself up and he's like, "Oh my God, I did this. This is terrible. What the hell is wrong with me?" Like that's a good story because it goes into not, "Oh, the dome's over freaking Gotham now. It took away our powers. What do you fucking do?" No, like it actually shows a human side of a character. It picks up where they left off, and at the same time, actually, I'm not sure if it picks up where they left off because
Hmm.
you know, pre-Flashpoint's bit confusing for me. I'm more of a New 52 guy, but it's a human side of a story. It shows the struggles that comes with the dome, and it also shows that the dome isn't all bad because in a way it brought Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern that pretty much everyone loves, unless you only watch the Justice League series, which is perfectly fine, to back to being himself, which I like. And Kyle Rayner's there. I don't mind that much, but he tries to
Yeah,
bring Hal back, you know, convince him that's not his fault, which is great.
but it doesn't matter because it's not going to tie into anything.
No, of course not.
So, I mean, sure, I mean, I could write fanfic myself,
Mm-hmm.
and I could send it to DC, but it's
And
not going to make a difference.
James, you probably sell about the same amount of issues.
Yeah,
Zero.
yeah, yeah, exactly. But there could be good stories, but I don't want to sift like, you know, the things at the beach that kids have. You could pick, put it in sand and get treasures. It's
Mm-hmm.
like doing that. I'm not going to do that to Convergence to find good ones. I just didn't get any at all. I think that's better. I think that's
I,
better.
I'm I gave up on Convergence like entirely. I was gonna get the new Teen Titans. I was gonna get, you know, like the ones with back in the '80s with Starfire,
Oh,
freaking
the new
Cyborg.
Teen Titans from the 80s, not the new Teen Titans, the new actual new ones.
I actually want to get the 2014 run when they come out trade paperback. It looks exciting. I'm kind of interested.
I like the art.
It's good. It's by the same guy who did Red Hood and the Outlaws for like
Oh
eight
yeah,
issues.
it
I
looks
really
good.
like that. But you know, I was gonna get that. I was gonna get Green Lantern, Parallax, and I was gonna get Suicide Squad. And then I saw Secret Wars, all the Secret Wars stuff. I'm like, you know, I'm poor right now. Don't have a lot of money. Why would I buy something that I'm not sure is gonna be great? So I didn't buy anything.
That's true, but uh, at least DC's making us wait for their hit run. I
Mm.
guess it's is it another reboot again?
I
It
don't
seems
think
like
it's a reboot. I
it looks
think
like they're kind of rebooting. I think.
they're I think they're pulling a Marvel now. Because you know, like Secret Wars is basically rebooting the Marvel universe. But Marvel now, what they did with that was they continued the continuity, but they added a bunch of new stuff. They changed the story, like they changed the stories and the characters very drastically. You got female Thor, you got Superior Iron Man, all new Captain America, all new Ghost Rider, which is amazing, by the way. Got Miss Marvel, like all these different characters. They changed the names. They gave the old titles from characters to new characters. Like Miss Marvel was Carol Danvers, and then she became Captain America. So now Kamala Khan is Miss Marvel. And she's an Inhuman, and she does stretchy stuff. She's kind of weird,
I know who
but
Kamala Khan is.
mm,
I know her name. That's about it.
I, I've read that book, and it's it's good. I'll give it that. It's good. It's groundbreaking for sure because it was the first time there has been a openly Muslim female character, Pakistani. She's not. People always, because of things like 9/11. they go into, oh my God, everyone from the Middle East who is either Pakistani, Iranian, they're all terrorists. That is the exact opposite. And what's good is this character is bringing light to the fact that that is an extremely small percent. There are people, normal people, they're Americans, they're freaking heroes, which is amazing. I mean, I can't exactly relate to a teenage girl, so I don't really like the book that
Yeah.
much. But it's a good book and it's revolutionary for the time. And I think honestly it should have been done a long time ago.
Yeah. I didn't know it was the first one like that.
Well, it was the first
Famous one. There's probably some
pretty much there are a few, but I mean it was definitely like the first solo series that got major backing and it was written by a I believe it was a Pakistani Muslim writer. She's female. And that's the first time that she is ever I think someone like I'm not positive on this. I don't want to go into this too much because I don't want to sound like an asshole if I'm wrong, but I think it's written by a mostly Muslim team and it's headed by a female, which is great because there's not a lot of female writers out there right now.
uh, is Amanda Connor a writer? Because she did pretty impressive stuff with Harley Quinn.
I liked one thing from the Harley Quinn run. I liked the Christmas special, and
Oh,
that's
I
it.
have that. Right there.
That's actually good.
Well, speaking of the politically correct stuff, there's a Wonder Woman thing. I forgot. It was I don't know if it was made by an African woman or it was supposed to be for I forgot the details. It's not really new, but they made it for some sort of underprivileged girls.
That's cool.
I guess.
What's the story about
I
though?
don't know. It looked like a children's cartoon, so it didn't interest me at all.
What's it called?
Sensation Comics.
Oh, Sensation Comics Wonder Woman. Yeah,
Yeah, but it's
I've seen a
new.
couple of those. Yeah,
Yeah, it's not all of them. It's one or I don't know. It's old. I probably still could find it, but I'm not. But it's some political correct thing that's kind of cool, I guess, because it's what Wonder Woman did in the 40s.
yeah.
I
I
wasn't in the
mean,
40s and I wasn't a girl, so I wouldn't be able to confirm.
that is true.
Mm,
I'm a feminist, but I'm not a female, so I can't always relate, which kind of sucks. That'd be cool if we could relate to everything. Anyways, going back to the topic at hand, basically DC's pulling a Marvel now where they're not rebooting the characters, they're just adding some major changes like, Superman, his and identity's out to the whole fucking world.
who cares?
And Batman is now Jim Gordon, which I'm extremely excited about, even though he has bunny ears and a
Yeah,
giant gun.
that's dumb. Well, in the game, there's a game on the Nintendo. He used the gun. Did he use a gun?
Um,
I don't know if he used a
I don't
gun.
remember. Well, in Zero Year, he uses a gun.
Well,
Batman Zero Year, that's pretty cool. It's I think it shoots rubber bullets. I'm not sure.
yeah,
He only
rubber
used it
guns are
once.
effective.
It's
But
pretty cool.
Superman, he just looks like some punk.
He doesn't look punk at all. You kidding me? He looks.
No, not punk rock. Punk
Oh,
some juvenile delinquent punk.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. He's fucking riding around like goddamn Harley Davidson.
Yeah, he looks. I mean, I'm opposed to everything, but I'm gonna buy it because it's Superman, because I have to.
I'm not gonna buy it. I'm gonna wait to see. I'm glad that there's no more John Romita Jr.
There is. I thought
Wait, what?
he's doing some. Either
No, come on.
either he's doing action comics or I
He's
don't
not
know.
doing. He's not doing Superman.
I
He's
saw
not doing one of
something.
the Superman ones.
I saw a picture of his Superman though, because he has. Oh. Well,
I'm looking it up because I read the Divergence thing. For a Superman, I
well,
believe
in
it might have been actually.
Divergence, it was John Romita Jr. Yeah.
Did I read Bat? Oh, I read Batman versus Superman.
Oh,
Oh,
that's Jay Lee.
yeah.
Is it? Is that what I'm thinking
No,
of?
no, no. It's Adrian. Safe. Safe.
Awesome.
Ardian, not even Adrian. I can't read. Wow, okay. But the art's actually really nice. I like it. It looks like classic DC art, like the colors.
For what?
This
What series? Batman versus
no,
Superman?
it looks yeah, Batman versus Superman. It looks like pre-Flashpoint art, which is cool.
Yeah, I don't like really New 52 in general.
I like I like New 52.
I like some
It's
things.
it's
Batman turned out pretty good.
yeah, it did. It got me into comics. Well, DC comics specifically.
Hmm. I don't know. Like after I have like some of the issue zeros of New 52, and then I didn't really follow up on them for a year or two. But
I mean, like Batman, Greg Capullo's art is you gotta admit it's amazing.
yeah,
John Romita Jr. for
I just don't
Superman.
like all the gore. I'm not against gore, but I think gore should be in like horror movies.
Chopped off Alfred's hand.
Yeah,
I
well,
was in Endgame. I read that and I'm just
well now Alfred's kind of pointless.
he was a butler. I mean, he used a shotgun before. How is he gonna use a shotgun now?
He's not gonna do much of anything except well, he could
At
do
least
wax on. He can't do wax off.
at least he has practice carrying a platter with one hand.
Yeah,
That's all I'm gonna say.
let's see. Here,
So
well,
what'd you think about Endgame?
um, I mean, it's all right, but there's no point of killing Batman off other than to create.
Uh,
I mean, I guess there's a point to make it more dramatic, like a heroic sacrifice.
yeah, I mean, he really did sacrifice himself at the end of that. But I like the fact that I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this, but I actually like the fact that Batman and the Joker are dead. It's
Yeah,
a it's a new twist. Like after Convergence, they're pulling a Marvel now and they're changing everything. They're bringing a new Batman, which is awesome. We haven't seen a new Batman since 2010 when Dick Grayson was Batman. He took in Damian Wayne
yeah,
as Ramen, which was pretty cool, but I didn't like it honestly. I like Damian Wayne. I don't like Dick Grayson as Batman. I like him as Nightwing.
yeah. I don't like him as Robin either.
I don't like him as Robin. My favorite Robin is Damian Wayne.
I like,
Everyone else
yeah,
is like
Tim Drake.
Tim
That's just
Drake.
because of the cartoon,
Yeah,
really. That's
I
all
like
I like him for.
I like Tim Drake as Red Robin though. I like him
Oh,
better
that's
as Red
him.
Robin. Yeah.
I guess Damon Wayne's the best.
hmm
Jason Todd's good Red
He's
Hood.
definitely the coolest. You
Yeah,
gotta
he's a
admit,
good
he's the
Red
fucking
Hood.
coolest. Yeah, he is. Red Hood's like one of my favorite all-time comic book characters.
Yeah, he's kind of cool.
Speaking of which, are you excited for Red Hood and Arsenal post Convergence title?
Sure. I
Can you
don't.
read the Divergence issue, the preview?
Um. No.
It's I'm hopeful for it, but at the same time, it was kind of disappointing.
Well, I mean, because they took Starfire out, I don't have hope for the solo series. Honestly, I
Yeah.
hate it when they make kind of. I'm not saying Starfire is like Shakespeare, but I hate when they make serious characters like goofballs.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
kind of like, all right, get over yourself.
Like everyone nowadays, because of the Teen Titans show, the animated show, they're like, "Oh my God, Starfire! She's supposed to be naive and like innocent and like goofy and stuff."
Yeah, but at least she was like non lunkhead.
I mean, like she's not supposed to be that really. She's supposed to be intelligent. She's supposed to be powerful as hell. She can go
I
toe
mean,
to toe with Superman.
they did that in the cartoon because they have to have different cartoon characters.
Well, they
If they
need to,
didn't, they'd all be the same pretty
they
much.
they needed to diversify their characters basically.
Yeah.
So they made her naive, which in a way she is, but she gets over that really quickly. Like she's naive to certain things, but it's not she's not naive to everything, you know?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. She had some stupid language, I think.
She kisses people to like learn their
Oh, yeah,
language.
yeah, yeah. That's
I
why she
don't know.
likes Robin.
Uh, how many languages do you think Robin knows? Because that basically equates to the amount of time she's gonna kiss him, right?
Well, I mean, I think
Because he
one.
is not as interesting as
Well, how
Nightwing.
many languages does Batman know?
Fucking everyone. It's
Really?
fucking Batman. Who knows? He knows at least 10.
Well, I kind of know Italian.
I kind of know Spanish and Chinese, but I mean, you ask me anything and I'm not going to be able to say shit.
Um,
Like,
I
literally,
like
I don't know how to say
Endgame
shit.
because I like things where the city is like in turmoil, and then there's like a group of like cool like dudes who have to fight it off.
They teamed up the Rogues Gallery with Batman.
Yeah, I like things when the hero has to do team up with his villain, and it's funny that way.
Yeah, it was cool. But I mean, like, uh, they kind of they pull that card too often, you know?
What?
Like oh yeah, fucking the city's in peril.
Well, I just
Everything's
like
gonna be destroyed.
no, I just like because I like Escape from New York, and I that's what it reminded me of.
That's true, that is true. But I
So
mean, they do it so often, like City of Owl, like Night of the Owl. We were talking about how they pull the cities in danger cards so fucking often, and they overuse it. I mean, there are so far 6 volumes of Batman New 52 that came out, trade paperbacks and hardcovers. Fucking
everyone has six.
fucking 4 of those are freaking the city's in danger. We're all gonna die.
Hmm.
And then there's also Endgame on top of that.
Wow. All
I
right.
mean,
It's not that cool then.
I just I know like Night of the Owls especially, which was absolute crap with all the tie-ins. I bought the book like 3 weeks ago and I read it. I was reading it at a diner while I was eating, and I'm looking through it, and there's like 2 issues of actual Batman book, like drawn by Greg Capullo. So I'm looking for that. I'm like, where's Batman? Where's Batman? Where's Batman? Where's Batman? I had already read the Red Hood one, which actually wasn't that bad. It was pretty decent. But like everything else was absolute shit. You had Batwing, who I couldn't give a crap about. You have Batgirl, who I couldn't give a crap about.
Well, I like the
Yeah,
new Batgirl.
I like the new Batgirl too, but it's
But
like
wait, is
before
it
that.
Barbara Gordon?
Yeah, it is.
How
But
does
it's
that? I don't know how that makes sense.
Killing Joke happened. She got shot, but it
Oh,
didn't
but someone
destroy her
fixed her.
spine.
Oh,
No,
that's good.
it didn't destroy her spine completely.
Yeah, that's
Like it
stupid. I
kind
don't
of
like that
missed.
Batgirl anymore. I changed my mind.
I like Barbara Gordon's the best Batgirl. You gotta admit that.
Sure. There's no other Batgirl in my book. Cassandra Cain, maybe, but
Eh, Stephanie
Stephanie
Brown,
Brown, maybe.
whatever.
But the point of Killing Joke was sort of to be dramatic, because there's only one good Batgirl.
I mean, like, the thing was, Night of the Owls was such a piece of crap because they had all these damn tie-ins, and unlike Convergence, which I never thought I would say this, barely any of them are actually good. Like, a lot of Convergence tie-ins start off rocky, but then with issue 2, they fixed everything up, and it became a cohesive story. I'll give props to them for that. But
Conversion, sure.
Night of the Owls, like, in the Red Hood part, you have Red Hood and the Outlaws. They go to fucking capture Mr. Freeze and stop the Talons from killing Mr. Freeze. You're like,
Why?
why?
Who cares about Mr. Freeze? Kill him. He's a
Why?
dork.
I love Mr. Freeze,
Yeah, but if you
but
gotta kill him, you gotta kill him.
he's a fucking villain. Like,
Yeah,
you don't need to save him. So they save him, and Jason like knocks him out, right, or whatever. I don't remember the details. Brings him over to Batgirl, and he's out cold. No pun intended.
uh, uh,
Going back to Arnold Schwarzenegger, I guess. No, but so he's knocked out cold, and he's on the top of the GCPD building, and you're like, oh, okay, he's done with, right? No,
he gets up and walks away.
he just gets up and walks away.
I didn't even read it. How did I predict that?
It's like, oh, Batgirl, Jason gave you Mr. Freeze. Fucking take the time to put some handcuffs on him,
Bat
take him
cuffs. They're
downstairs,
bat
back
cuffs.
cuffs, okay. Put some fucking back cuffs on him, walk him down the fucking stairs, put him in a damn holding cell, take away his freeze gun. But
Well,
no,
he's pretty heavy. He has a big suit. I don't think
not
he
in
could.
this.
Oh.
Dude, in freaking New 52, Mr. Freeze is as thin as a stick, and the
Oh.
only heavy part about him is a stupid fucking dome helmet he has.
Well, I don't know.
He's wearing like a thin vest, and he's like
Like a
100
down,
pounds.
like a down vet. He's from
No,
the
it
80s.
looks like a fucking combat vest, and
Oh.
it's like, oh, okay, well, he's not wearing anything heavy. I mean, he just has the dome thing, like the helmet.
That's awesome.
So I don't get it. Like, she couldn't take the time to fucking put him downstairs, have a couple cops watch him. Like, is that so hard? Because I read another issue of the damn Night of the Owls thing, right? It's an order. And I'm like, oh, okay, fucking, they're fighting Dick Grayson or whatever. And then a second later, oh, Mr. Freeze back. Yeah, he's back. He fucking escaped. I was like, could this possibly be before that? No, it's after. Red Hood kicked his ass and brought him to Batgirl.
Mr. Freeze is cool though. I like him.
I love Mr. Freeze. Except in Batman and Robin.
He's awesome. He's Arnold, for God's sake. Who doesn't like Arnold?
A lot of people.
Hey, well, what volume is that? 2?
That is volume 2.
But
Don't-
volume 1 was Court of Owls. They're
That is amazing.
Yeah, that's the only New 52 graphic novel. One of the only ones I got, really.
That's actually really good.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And then you read
the
Night of
part,
the Owls, and it's just scrap.
but
Oh,
why
sorry,
would they
go
do
ahead.
the same person over?
I don't know. Because they didn't finish the damn arc. They're like, oh, all the Talons are going to go kill all the important people in the city. Like, oh, it sounds awesome. Batman's going to stop them all, right?
No.
No, he's in the damn Batcave fighting a bunch of them. Like, oh, that's fucking awesome. They're all coming to beat Bruce Wayne. And he gets off this giant bat suit, robot bat suit, and he's kicking the crap out of all of them. And it's basically the damn book is a reason, an excuse to say, oh, Batman, he can finally let loose because they have a really good healing factor. So technically, if he beats them to a pulp and there's just mush on the ground, he's not killing them because they'll just heal eventually.
Well, I don't know. Batman might not do that. He's sort of a PC kind of guy.
He beats the shit out of people. Like,
Yeah, but I
in
don't know
that
if
book, like
Yeah.
he makes puddles out of people.
that's kind of gross.
It's really gross, and it's not like, oh, it's blood and stuff. It's like it looks like vomit.
I hate when people draw vomit. Honestly, who
It's
like
gross, right?
blood's alright because you got everyone bleeds, but not normal people don't vomit like all
It's
the
like a
time.
special occasion, okay?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you had some bad fucking food.
Yeah, it's not like I'm just gonna do out of random. But oh well.
But yeah, they do too much of the cities in danger thing. Like Zero Year was cool, it was executed well. But other than that, like Death of the Family, you already pulled that card once. I mean, you did it like a couple issues before, and you're now doing the Joker, and it's like, he's gonna fucking, it's a citywide event. All the Bat family is getting involved again.
I'm Joe Glamore. I'm from the thrift store in Gotham City. My name is Joe Glamore.
I make shitty rap music videos.
I think he shouldn't have cut his face off in the first place, but I don't think he should have got it back. I don't care if they made a reason that he got it back. I don't think they should have had one for him.
He didn't cut his face off. The doll maker cut his face off.
I don't care who cut that dweeb's face off. I'm
If
saying
the Joker's gonna cut, if someone's gonna cut the Joker's face off, it's gonna be the Joker. That's the way it should have been, hands down.
Yeah, because he's like crazy.
Fucking insane. But no, it was the doll maker who fucking did it.
Isn't Dollmaker from Gotham the show?
He's in Gotham, he took some old guy and fucking
He made him into a girl.
he took Ratchet from Transformers Prime and he's like, oh, cut off his damn head and put it on a female's body.
That was the
Stupid son of a
stupidest thing
bitch.
ever. It was so fake too.
It looked retarded.
They should have they should have just put like a girl, and then put his head over it.
I mean, that was a terrible word for me to use because it's not exactly a family friendly podcast, but it's pretty offensive. But that was hands down the writing of a man who has lost everything in life and just decides, the show's not going anywhere. Fuck it. Put a guy's head on a woman's body. Somehow he survived the operation. He was disconnected from all his internal organs except for
Yeah.
his damn brain.
Head.
But he's alive. Fucking put his head in an ice box for 10 minutes while you attach the damn thing.
The only thing I could think how they did that was that they skinned off his body and then just replaced it with like
The hell.
girl skin.
That'd be dumb. I'm pretty sure. No, that wouldn't make sense though because they had like stitches around the neck,
Wow.
showing like, oh, they chopped off his head, put it in a fucking freezer for 30 minutes while they prepared the damn stupid Frankenstein's bride body.
Frankenstein's Bride is actually good though. This
I
was
know.
called.
It's true.
I think that's a word they call crapola.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know what else is on Monday night at 8 o'clock?
Supergirl.
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 Up and away to the mall. You know what I don't get?
Go ahead. Just
Alright.
go ahead. I'm
gonna
not even
go
gonna say
ahead.
anything about this stupid fucking show.
Well, because I always thought of myself that I like Supergirl,
Mm-hmm.
but you know, I think I like her as much as I like Robin as a side character. I don't care if Robin has his own stuff. I like him when he's with Batman.
Yeah.
I like Supergirl when she's with Superman.
Mm-hmm.
She's like in Canadian Justice League and like Red Lantern, but
Who knows?
I
I
don't
didn't
actually.
get that.
Yeah, I don't care
Why
either.
is she a Red Lantern? Just
Yeah.
out of everyone,
I guess she's the angriest because she saw her family die.
whatever.
I
Anything, give fucking Batman a damn Red Lantern ring.
Yeah, well, because
Give Red Hood a damn Red.
Batman's
Red
too
Lantern.
successful to be tied into that. But
So, anyways, you were saying with Supergirl?
oh, Supergirl, it doesn't make sense that they put it on NBC because
No, it's in the CBS.
I don't care. Either way, no one's gonna
'Cause
watch it.
It's CBS because they're gonna cross over with the CW. I'll
Oh,
get into that
CBS.
later.
Well, if they put on CW, it had a chance. But putting
Mhm.
it on CBS, it has no chance whatsoever.
Well, they're sister companies, James.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's
who cares?
stupid.
It's retarded. Sorry
Well, what I
again.
sniff. What was I? Like, who cares if they're sister companies? No one on CBS is gonna watch it. The CBS audience is for like Master Chef or something.
What the hell is even on CBS?
Nothing of worth.
I don't know anything. Why do they need a
Supergirl's gonna tank.
Why do they need a superhero show?
They don't. What was Constantine on?
NBC.
Oh.
I love Constantine.
Yeah, I didn't really like Constantine until I saw that show. I gotta be honest.
I liked Constantine before. Like, I hadn't read a lot of his stuff, but what I did read, it was great. And then, like, oh, Constantine show. And at that point, it had been so long that I'd forgotten about the character. So I watched it, and I'm like, this is why I love the character. It's great. And they're like, yeah, but not enough people are fucking watching it. So fuck you. Great show. Let's
What time
cancel.
was it on?
I don't even know. I
It was
watched it on
Friday night.
demand.
Well, it was on Friday night.
It was at 10. It was at 10.
Well, at 10.
It's late. I
Well,
mean,
on Friday night I watched Shark Tank and 2020. So I don't know if I'm gonna stay up to watch Constantine 2.
on Friday nights, I get home and then I go to sleep because
Yeah.
it's a long week and I need to wake up early in the mornings.
Well,
So I just watch stuff the day after, on demand, like the NBC app or the Fox app or CW app,
what
wherever the
about
fuck.
what's that guy's name? Lucifer?
Oh yeah, we have to talk about Lucifer.
Well, whenever I hear that name, I think of Black Sabbath, but that show's not gonna do too well either.
Dude, like,
Did you ever read Sandman?
I read a little bit. I haven't read a lot.
He looks
Like-
weird.
My cousin had Sandman, and when I was younger, he would we would read it together, but I never really. It's good, but I never really got into it.
Yeah. It's like, but you have to admit, it's kind of obscure.
It is. It's by a great writer though, Neil Gaiman. I mean, He
Sure.
wrote Coraline. That got turned into a completely successful movie.
That movie was funny.
That movie
Was
was
it a f-
funny and it was pretty scary. I
was
mean,
it a
for
funny movie or a scary movie?
it was it was like a dark comedy for kids.
Oh, I remember that movie. I remember that she took her eyes out or something.
Mm-hmm.
But Sandman's too obscure to have a side character have his own show, I think.
It sounds like a cool idea though. Like, oh, the devil's tired of being the fucking devil, so he moves to Los Angeles and he helps people solve crimes. That
That's
sounds cool. And then you watch the trailer, you're like, oh yeah, this is not bad. And it keeps going. You're like, is he just gonna bang everyone he fucking meets?
Oh, that's what he does?
It's what it seems like it's gonna happen.
That seems kind of immature. But I like immature stuff, so I'll probably like it.
Cause he's like, oh, fucking,
You
I
know,
go up to people and I'm like, fucking, you know,
he's British.
I think he is. I'm not sure. It's more of an Aussie accent, anyways. He goes up to people, I reveal their deepest, darkest secrets, or whatever the hell, fucking shit. And they said that. I'm just like, okay, done. They
Well,
canceled Constantine for this bullshit,
the
and
only
they're putting
way
it on Fox.
that show or Supergirl could work if it's on Channel 7, but that's Disney, so it'll never happen.
One thing I'm extremely pissed about was Supergirl.
It just looked silly.
It looks silly, but I feel like it would be good as a tie-in, as basically like the icebreaker for the shows. You and I talked about this before we started recording. It
Yeah.
would be great if Supergirl, because they have Superman in it, if they tie that into the Man of Steel
Do
universe.
they have Superman in it? I don't think so.
Don't they keep mentioning him in the damn
What
6-minute fucking trailer?
What I think happens, the only way this show could work that Supergirl is her own thing, is if it takes place, like, either after Superman dies, or when he goes on that, like, spiritual journey to Krypton or whatever.
That would make sense. Like, and they could work that into the movie universe.
Yeah,
You
they could
know,
work it in, but they won't. But
of
that's the
course they
only
won't.
that's the only way it would make sense,
Because fucking shit, what would be smart on DC's part is if, because Supergirl and Flash and Arrow are required to cross over at one point. Well, Supergirl's not required, but Flash and Arrow are required to because CBS owns CW. Blah 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 blah. Technical stuff, right? So what you could do there is if you have Supergirl connect to Man of Steel, because Superman obviously exists in that
Yeah.
universe. He's pre-established.
yeah.
If you say that's Superman, right? That's Superman. That's Henry Cavill. And then after Zod comes down and they fuck up Metropolis, killing millions of people, causing billions and trillions of dollars in property damage, because that stupid... Oh, he snapped Zod's neck because that stupid fucking family couldn't walk 2 feet to the side.
Hey, they were in peril and shock. And they
Okay,
couldn't move.
like, God... I don't care that Superman killed Zod. I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yeah.
The fact that the way they made the scene was, they're standing next to a staircase, and Zod starts using the freaking heat vision, and it goes extremely fucking slowly, and there's
Yeah.
panning, and it's panning, and they have all this space to walk around and behind Superman or Zod, or just go to the doors that are directly to the fucking right of them.
Well,
God, they're
they were
retarded.
in paralysis. They were in paralysis.
They were backing themselves into a corner.
Well, they were in paralysis of the mind. They couldn't think of what to do. Alright?
So anyways, like, after that, like, oh, Superman's like, oh, freaking Jor-El, he's in the damn fucking, he's an AI now? I don't remember. He's an AI now, and he's like, oh, you should go back to Krypton and try to see if there's something left of it. Maybe find Kandor. Ta-da!
Well, Kandor's kind of shrunken.
Shh. Brainiac, man. Brainiac. Establish that for the Justice League movie.
Well,
How cool would that be?
It would be cool, but I feel they're gonna go with Darkseid for some reason, or the Joker.
Yeah, of course.
Or the Joker.
That would be dumb. That'd be dumb.
be
That would be
awesome.
so dumb.
That'd be
There
awesome.
is, I know what happened in Endgame, but there's no way that the Joker would beat the Justice League. No way in hell.
Hey, he would use his trick glove, but it would be like a kryptonite thing on it, and that's how he'd kill Superman. And after
God.
that, it's easy. He'd shake Superman's hand. Truce, buddy. And he
Okay,
kills.
first of all, like, even if Superman dies, Flash could literally just run up behind Joker, grab him, and put him in a prison cell like that, and it would be done. The movie's over. You don't need Green Lantern, you don't need Wonder Woman, you don't need Batman, you don't need Superman, you don't need Cyber, you don't need Aquaman. Flash just runs behind the damn Joker, because what the hell's the Joker gonna fucking
Well,
do?
what Joker's gonna do, he has a pack strapped to his back that when someone touches it, it unleashes a lead block that can't be
It just shoots out a fucking brick wall.
or it makes him heavy and he can't be carried by anyone.
But like, so if you tie those two, the Supergirl and the Superman universe, the Man of Steel universe, into each other, and the Flash and Arrow are going to be tied into CBS, so you could bring them into the fucking movies. And then what you could do is you have, because when does Flash come out? 2017, 2018?
Who cares?
Anyways, they're going to have a Flash movie. What you could do is you could have like 3 seasons of the Flash TV show, kill off Barry Allen, and make fucking Ezra Miller, or whoever the hell is playing Flash, Wally West.
I like Barry Allen.
I love Barry Allen better, but I mean,
They're
it
the
would make
same
more
person.
sense.
It doesn't matter.
Anyway, that's my stupid fucking rant on that. What's
Oh.
next for your list?
Well, wait a minute. I'm thinking because what they should do is they should just do the same thing as the cartoon, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they probably won't, will they?
Of course not.
Hmm.
Speaking of cartoons, Gods and Monsters.
Gods and monsters. The only thing that doesn't make sense is Batman's some bat.
He was vampire?
He's man bat, pretty much.
What's Wonder Woman in that? I don't remember. I know
Ares
Superman's son
or
of Zod.
Harry's or 80s. Ares. I don't know.
Ares and Hades, you mean?
Yeah, not Hades and Hades. But I get them confused because they're kind of just the same.
Well, one of them's the Lord of the fucking Underworld, and the other one's God of War. They basically fuck each other in the ass, giving each other
God of War.
people. That's PlayStation, James.
That's Greek mythology. I
That's
read about it in
God
school.
damn it.
I read about it in school.
Alright, so what do you think about that? Bruce Timm finally returning.
Yeah, for something like I didn't even get until I read the synopsis. He should do a cartoon.
Isn't it a cartoon?
A cartoon, not a movie cartoon.
Oh. What happened to that Justice League web series that Bruce Timm was producing? Did that
Never
fall
saw it.
under?
Yeah, obviously.
They announced it like last year. They're like, oh, Bruce Timm's doing a Justice League fucking web series or some kind of animated series. And now they haven't mentioned it in like 8 months.
Good.
Yeah.
I don't like web cartoons. Unless they're meant for the web, not for TV.
But it's Bruce Timm, man.
Well, then put him on TV if he's so good.
That is true.
But no, we have to save a spot for Teen Titans Go, or whatever it's called.
Everybody hates on that show. I like it. It's funny. Okay? It's not supposed to be the detailed characters. It's not supposed to be a continuity of, oh yeah, they went to Tokyo, now it's Teen Titans Go. No, it's a separate universe. They even make jokes about it. Let's get serious, man. That's a great
I don't
episode.
find waffle humor funny. That's why I don't watch
Waffles, waffles, waffles,
it. Yeah, I
waffles,
think that song would make me.
waffles, waffles.
I think what I do is take the toaster with an egg of waffle in it and then drop it in my bathtub with me in it. So I won't have to hear that song.
Nah, I like it. It's not bad. It's not great. But it's funny enough.
You know, it'd be funnier, or you know, if they put like Young Justice on or something.
Yeah, that show got canceled, of course.
Yeah, but I think Teen Titans Go is more important. I think that's more engaging to the mind.
They had a crossover technically, Young Justice and Teen Titans Go.
I don't
It's
care because it's not really canon, is it?
it's not canon, but it's kind of funny. Like the Teen Titans Go, they get serious, quote unquote serious, and then they basically everything turns really dark, and they like grow.
Oh, well, there were some technical difficulties, but I think we fixed it for a while, so we should be
Hopefully.
good.
All
Speaking of
right.
technical difficulties, there was probably one in Flash during the series,
Yeah.
and the season finale happened over like a couple of days ago.
Mm-hmm.
It was
What'd you think?
it was too awesome.
It
Like,
was awesome, except for the ending.
yeah, I don't like when things like cliffhangers are fine, but like the
They
cliff, you shouldn't stop at the cliff.
they pulled an Arrow season one. You know, at the end of Arrow season one, they're like,
Uh-huh.
"Oh my God, the earthquake machine's going off," and then they waited
Yeah.
until season two, a year later or later that year, to fucking like, "Oh my God, 500 something people died. Holy shit!"
Ah,
Like, it's crazy.
hey, 5 people died in the Boston Massacre.
Yeah, well, that was pretty important though. I mean, sparked a revolution.
But the ending, Reverse Flash. I
Mm-hmm.
said it. I called. Well, I don't know if it really happened, but I said when like Green Arrow, Firestorm, and Flash fought him, and he just like went down like a little baby.
Yeah, he went down quick.
I said that they should, when he goes back in time, the Flash, he should fight him when he's gonna kill his mother. And that's kind of what happened, but not on
Well, no,
screen.
he didn't.
Not on screen, it didn't happen. They said that's what happened. Reverse Flash is like, Barry, you were great. You fought me when I was there, and then you had to get yourself out or something.
Mm.
But that's all that
No,
was missing.
yeah, it really was. But I mean, I think what they should have done is like Arrow. They got 2 minutes and they got 2.5 minutes extra added on,
Yeah,
and they could have really used that to push the story forward. Because with Arrow, they did a lot. They cleared up everything at the end, like Felicity and Oliver. They're off basically on a fucking honeymoon, even though they didn't get married.
I thought Felicity was married to Adam.
No, they didn't get married.
I thought that was his girlfriend.
Yeah, but then they broke up because they
Oh,
love each other.
oh.
Well, and Felicity sit in the tree.
Poor Adam.
K-I-S-S-I-N-G. I felt bad for Ray.
Well, I like him because he was Superman in a past life.
Yeah.
But yeah, Flash. It had kind of a cool fight at the end,
Yeah.
quote unquote. Like, no, I won't. I'll take the quotes back. I like
Well,
when he.
it was the same fight from the first episode.
That's true, but I like when Eddie killed himself because he realized he's just kind of like a nobody and he
I,
wanted to do something.
I felt so bad for him,
Well, yeah, I guess, but
but that was a good way to go out. You know, here's the thing. First time I watched it twice. First
so
time I
did I.
watched it, I was like, oh, he killed himself. That means basically the Reverse Flash dies right then and there. So everything he's done so far has is keeping up with the timeline, right? Or at least that's the way they want you to see it. So like in the future, he could come back essentially because he's been fighting him for centuries, right? So it would be an
All right. Well, you see, Eddie killed himself to get Reverse Flash, like, you know, to get him off Flash. That was kind of cool.
that was cool. I felt bad for him at the end though, you know, because
Yeah, he gets sucked into the
yeah,
thing
they didn't even
too.
get to bury him. That's what I felt really bad about that. Like at least Iris would have been able to bury him. You know, some final. You know what was it called?
Last rites.
Uh,
I don't know. That's what the priest does when you're gonna
closure.
die in a
Closure.
hospital.
There we go.
Closure. Yeah.
Like at least then there would be a funeral and she would be able to say her proper goodbyes. But I feel like what the show wanted to do was because I watched the episode twice.
I did too.
When it explains like that Eddie kills himself, they want you to think that because Eddie killed himself in that point in time, Reverse Flash basically doesn't exist just starting in that point of time. So everything that he's done in the past would essentially stay true up until that point.
Yeah, I don't think that makes too much
It
sense,
doesn't
though.
make sense because what would really happen is if Reverse Flash was erased from time, it would
He would have
it
never
wouldn't
come
it wouldn't
into.
matter
Yeah,
what point in time he's at that time.
yeah.
If Eddie died mysteriously before you could have a kid, then I mean, because he's his great 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 grandfather, they said. How many greats, you know?
That sounds like Futurama sort of
Yeah,
thing.
you're my great 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 great
Yeah,
great 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 great
grandson.
uncle.
But I've watched a lot of Doctor Who, and if he killed himself there, Reverse Flash would have never
At all.
existed, and he would have never come
Exactly.
back. Therefore, there would be no,
Flash.
what is it
There'd be no
called? The
Flash. There wouldn't be a
explosion.
particle cellular explosion. Barry's
That's what
mom
it's
wouldn't have
called.
died. Barry's dad wouldn't have gone to jail. He would never stayed with
Yeah.
Joe. Basically, all this stuff that they said, oh, if Barry goes back in time, if he changes that, none of this would happen, is basically what would have happened if Reverse Flash was erased from time.
Yeah.
But I think what they want to do with it is they're trying to say, oh, he's just erased from time at this point. This is his end. This is the end of his story. But there's still stuff that happened before
Well,
that.
I guess there's probably something because he comes back in time, and there's probably like a time
Yeah,
confusion. I consider myself a time travel expert, and I say that still
it
doesn't make too
doesn't.
much
But
sense.
it seems like what they want to do is they want to have a 11th Doctor and River Song kind of situation minus the sex. Uh,
Yeah.
like older Barry is fighting younger Reverse Flash is what it seems like they want them to do. But in that context, it doesn't make sense. Other than that, it was a great season
Or
finale.
what would be a plot twist is that Reverse Flash is from the past because you see original Flash's helmet.
Yes, you do. I completely forgot about that. Jay Garrick
Well, what if
possibly flash onto Earth? Season 2?
yeah,
Confirmed?
they should do they have to do someone cool though with like old man
Well, they
pizzazz.
might not do Old Man because they said they're bringing Wally West in,
I
and
don't care.
he's
I
gonna be
care. Who
Iris's
am I kidding?
West's.
Son.
No, it's gonna be it's supposed to be cousin,
Cousin.
but
Ha! I guessed it.
I hope they don't do brother.
Wasn't it his kid?
No,
Oh yeah, they're like buddies or
no, they're
something.
cousins.
Whatever.
Cousins, man. Just
No,
yeah.
Flash.
Well, technically,
Flash is. Oh, I
he's
guess they're
cousins
technically
in
cousins.
law.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's confusing. But this episode was very Doctor Who
it
to
was.
me because, like, when he was look, what was it? He was talking to his dead mother,
It was a
dying
very
mother.
11th Doctor sort of episode, right?
Father's Day, season 1, episode something. Watch it.
I love Flash. It's my favorite
Yeah.
show on TV right now.
Right now, sure.
I mean, I really like Constantine too, but I like Arrow a lot. I even like iZombie. A lot of people
I never
a
watched
lot of
it.
people are giving it hate for what it is, what it's trying to be. It's not terrible. It's good
Eh,
for what it's trying to be. It's not trying to be too true to the comics.
trying to be funny. Like, I'm a zombie, but I'm also, a functioning human
One thing I
being.
gotta say, that show has a good theme song. I don't care what anyone says. I like it.
I know that she eats
hmm
brains and then she sees dead people's happening.
Yeah.
That's a cool idea, but the show's just like I don't watch TV that long, so once it comes on, I'm out.
It's only 13 episodes, so.
Everything
Well,
is
no,
now.
it's supposed to be Flash and Arrow were 23, which is weird. Usually it's 22.
You know, that's true because I thought every episode was like the season finale for like 5 weeks.
Yeah, right? Like,
I'm like, oh, this is Gorilla Grodd has to be the season finale. Oh no,
That's
this has to be.
somehow freaking Arrow ended a week before Flash. I didn't understand that at all, and the continuity was fucked up. It's like Arrow episode 22, then like no, it's Flash episode 22, then Arrow episode 22 and 23, and then Flash episode 23 or something
Yeah.
weird like I don't remember. It's fucked up because originally the show is like Flash Arrow, Flash Arrow, Flash Arrow, Flash Arrow, and then at the end it's like Arrow, Flash, Flash, Arrow. No, it's Flash, Arrow, Arrow, Flash. Yeah, it's weird.
Well, that certainly cleared it up.
It's weird. So, do you see the Arrow finale?
Um, yeah. How about you discuss it?
I didn't like it. I honestly didn't like it. Like the first season, it's again going back to the whole cities getting destroyed thing. They're always bringing that shit back. It's great, every time, and still just having
Awesome.
like an actual consequence. They're like, oh, there's a bioweapon this time instead of an earthquake machine or Maracuro soldiers running around. Like in the first season finale, you had the earthquake machine kill like 503 people. I think I actually might have gotten that number
That's
right.
not a lot.
That's a lot of people. That's more than a massacre.
For a city, that's not a lot.
That's because they shut down one machine.
Oh, so what if they didn't shut down both? It would be 1,006.
Pretty much, yeah. That's still a lot of people. You gotta admit, like it.
Sure,
I mean, it didn't
but for a
kill a lot of
superhero
people
show,
necessarily as much as it could have, but it destroyed a lot of property. Basically, what they wanted to do was flatten the glades, and they did.
huh?
So they achieved their goal. In Arrow season 2, it's like, oh yeah, Deathstroke came back to town. He's got all these Maracuro soldiers who have all the same fucking super soldier serum that he does.
I thought Deathstroke didn't have soldiers. He was his own
He was,
thing.
and then they made him that, which is kind of cool. But I mean,
Sure. They did it to Snake. Why not Deathstroke?
it was like, oh yeah, they killed a bunch of people too. Not as nowhere nearly as much as like the earthquake machine. It was like maybe 100 to like 200 people that died in that, right? And then Arrow season 3, you're like, oh my god, this time it's a bioweapon. That shit spreads through the air. Everyone's gonna die. Oh my god. And they
I hate things that are like some sort of viruses in the air. That's what happened in like one of the Resident Evil movies,
those
and it was
those are
stupid.
dumb.
Well, I don't know if it was in the game too, but I thought it was dumb either way.
But like I was so pumped. I'm like, oh my god, everyone's gonna die. Like the whole, like half the city's gonna fucking die. And then there are four guys, I believe, four assassins, and they had not the Maricuru, they had the Alpha Omega injected into their bodies, right? So as long as their blood was exposed to the air, the toxin was released instead of being in like a briefcase and they just shatter on the ground, which would be a lot fucking easier. Anyways, only one of those guys actually like got cut open. Like everyone else,
Ew.
he like I can't remember. I think he got shot by an arrow or something, and then he like his blood got everywhere and it released, or either that or he like cut himself. I don't remember. Something happened, and the thing gets released, and then Ray Palmer steps in. He's like, "Ah, don't worry, guys, I got this." Sends out nanobots, and all of a sudden, fucking 10 people die, and that's it. Because they stopped the other 3.
Oh.
And then Oliver fights Ra's al Ghul, and you're like, oh, it's so cool, right? And then he gets shot by the cops at the end of the fight. And you're like, okay.
Well, that's what happened in Hush.
No, it didn't. Did it?
Yeah, Harvey Dent killed
He
Hush.
didn't kill him. He shot him, and they fell off the bridge. And then he disappeared. Yeah. Anyways, so it felt so anti-fucking climactic because this whole season they're building up like the League of Assassins is the biggest villain Oliver's faced yet. They destroy his fucking reputation. They release his identity. Oliver gets fucking like he turns himself into the cops. Roy My favorite character, of course, they're like, yeah, he's off the show now because he had to take a fall for Oliver. Son of a bitch. Anyways, they build it up so much, and then immediately they're like, nope, we're not going to have them be the main villain you thought they were going to be. They killed 10 people. And you're like, oh, the superheroes did a good job this time. Yeah, but it wasn't good.
Yeah, that's kind of pointless. Superman could, or Batman could burn through 10 people.
Anyways.
Well, he probably wouldn't, but he could. But how about Legends of the
Oh,
Tomorrow?
speaking of that, yeah.
Tomorrowland! Legends of
Oh,
Tomorrowland!
yeah, that Disney movie that no one's gonna watch because it's a piece of fucking shit. Excuse my language.
Awesome. It's awesome. I didn't see it, I'm not going to. But Legends of Tomorrow, you know, I thought that Flash, this series would be like a single series thing.
2 seasons at least.
And then, yeah, I know. But I thought this was single series and then it would go into that.
I'm glad they're not doing that.
Well, yeah, because I don't know. Captain Cold's a good guy, but he's so funny. I
like Captain Cold. I like Heatwave. I like the Atom. I'm excited for Hawkgirl, and Rory is in the fucking show, so I'm like, hell yeah. And then they have White Canary.
Well, that's just dumb.
You killed off Sarah in the beginning of the season. You made a big fucking deal. Thea's going through this big character change because, oh my god, she finds out that she killed Sarah. It was her. And she has to apologize to Laurel and tell her that was her who killed her. And that's a major plot point. Sarah dies. She is dead.
Well, White Canary's like a resurrected.
And she gets resurrected.
Thing, right?
You're like,
well, if Joker could, why
can't God, it's so dumb.
Vandal Savage is possibly dumb. Because he's like a mongoloid guy, and his name's Savage. Like the guy from Clone Wars whose name was Savage, I thought was kind of dumb.
No, he was Savage, James.
Well, that's why I thought it was dumb.
I like
that's
that
what
character.
My friend told me.
He was a cool character.
He was cool, but I didn't like his name.
Yeah, I know.
I hate when they were like, this is vile, dude.
It's vile. It's spelled vile though. Or
but Vandal Savage, why? I don't know. He seems like D tier villain to put in a show.
I mean, he was good in Young Justice. I liked his character in Justice League, but he's not a good main villain.
No, yeah, that's true. I mean, what's wrong with I don't know. I can't really think.
I'm excited
because it can't be like Brainiac.
No.
But it can't be like Vandal Savage or Vartox.
Oh my God, Vartox! Let's not talk about Supergirl again. We're done with that. That's over, man.
Yeah, but Vartox is in the comics again.
It's even a dumber name than like if you named a character like Evil.
Vartox is awesome.
I'm glad he's like a villain of the week though, because I found out he's not. He's just the villain for the pilot episode. I'm so happy. That's my one hope.
How about Hawkgirl's kind of cool. I mean,
she's the one I'm excited for out of the whole team.
Because she's new. If she wasn't new, I wouldn't be excited for her.
She looks badass, man. She fucking they did the wings right. I will give them that. In the trailer, the wings look badass. And she seems like she's going to develop into a good character.
Well, that's the only thing I didn't like about Justice League cartoon. She wasn't that interesting.
Dude, she was like... For me, it was like Batman, Flash, and Green Lantern tied, and Martian Manhunter tied. And then it was Hawkgirl, and then it was fucking Superman, then Diana.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Hawkgirl's just like an average woman who could fly.
I don't know.
She didn't seem that interesting.
One thing we didn't talk about, though, is... Actually, two things. At the end of the Arrow season finale, you have Ray Palmer shrinking.
Shrink.
And exploding.
Oh, he
No,
dies.
well, I mean, he does the nanotech. He's like, oh, why can't things ever work for the first time? And the whole building fucking explodes. Well, first, like the top floor, and it knocks the giant P off the side of the building, which probably killed more people than the stupid alpha omega virus, which really pissed me off. Because you think about it, that's a giant neon sign. That thing is like 20, 30 feet tall, falling into a crowded
Uh,
street below. You're killing at least 30 people. Alpha Omega killed like 10.
Not true. In Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the
Oh my
movie,
god.
they fell off the like some tall building with like a radio tower, and no one got hurt at all.
Is that the Michael Bay one? I haven't
Yeah.
watched it. I'm never going to.
Oh, I spoiled it for you then.
Oh no.
That's a shame.
But
uh,
another thing, Firestorm. He's only half of him is in the show of Legends Tomorrow. At least so far we've seen him. We've seen him as Firestorm, and we've seen him as Dr. Stein, but we haven't seen Ronnie,
oh.
which I find really weird. So it's like, because Caitlyn and Ronnie got married, I guess they're staying
Well,
together on The Flash.
he's obviously the actor's gonna be in it because I don't think that old guy's gonna be flying
Oh,
around in a
of course
fire
not.
suit.
I think what they're gonna do is like, Ronnie's gonna stay on The Flash because he just married Caitlyn in the season finale, and
Yeah, it was
it
rushed.
was rushed, but I liked it. It was nice. But I mean, I think he's gonna stay on that, and then occasionally, if like they need backup, he's like, "Oh, Ronnie, get your ass over here so we can be Firestorm and shit, and burn everything, and turn stuff into other stuff." They haven't done that yet. They haven't turned anything into anything else.
Yeah, that's true.
And I have one last thing to say about the Flash season finale. Going back to that, I absolutely loved the performance that Grant Gustin gave when he traveled back in time. When he was talking to his mother, I
Yeah,
really enjoyed that.
it was all right.
Maybe tear up.
I've just seen it already.
No, no, it was really great though.
It was good, but I've seen that
Yeah,
already.
no.
I've seen that in Doctor Who, and I thought it was kind of done
Uh,
better.
but for the Flash, it was good.
And for Flash, I think Flash is better than
Yeah.
Arrow. Because Flash, I think Flash is also better than Daredevil. Because Flash is allowed to have fun.
Uh, uh,
Daredevil's good because he's awesome and like throws people around.
uh,
But I think Flash is better. Like he could have fun and do like fun
in
things.
my opinion, Daredevil is the
Daredevil's better
best.
made, sure. He's better made and like better, cooler
I
wise.
mean, I love Daredevil, period. I read all the Mark Waid runs. I read a lot of Frank Miller. I
Mort Murdoch.
Out of like four superheroes, I would get a tattoo of. Daredevil's one of them. The other three are Batman, Spider-Man, of course.
And Mixel
Oh yeah,
Skillet.
definitely. Fucking also Batmite. In case I want to shoot myself in the head. No, but the other one's probably Flash.
Yeah, Flash is cool. I don't like him that much until the show
Really?
came on.
I liked him a lot, and then show came out.
I
I liked him
liked
even
him.
more.
I liked him to an extent. I didn't like think he was like hot cheese, warm cheese. I thought he was
Nice analogy. Making me
like
hungry,
like
buddy.
because hot cheese is like you don't want hot cheese, you want more melted
That's true.
cheese.
Hot cheese is burnt cheese.
Like he was the best in the Justice
Mm.
League
Hmm.
because he was funny. But I mean, I didn't think Gorilla Grodd was that cool.
Well, I mean,
Like King Kong or
have you
something.
read the New 52 Flash stories?
I don't really read too much New
Ah, they're
52.
really good. I haven't read. I'm not up to
I,
date. I read the first two trade paperbacks, and the art is fantastic in
I
most of the
was gonna
issues.
get the Gorilla issue because Gorilla Grodd's
I haven't got that
funny.
yet. That's the third one. I'm gonna get it.
I'm gonna get that one because gorillas are funny and Gorilla Grodd's like a gorilla. He's funny as heck.
The art, though,
Except he,
it's
yeah, it's
great.
good.
All right,
It's not as good as
mm,
Superman.
you get it. Yeah, yeah,
Superman's a
he's fucking
Jew.
amazing. Everything looks like boxes, and they have dicks for fingers. All right, so now on to a new topic. Another TV show, last DC TV show, and a DC movie after that. let's talk about Gotham.
Oh, you know what bothered me about Gotham, I think?
What?
It was pitched as how Batman becomes Bruce
Mm-hmm.
Wayne.
You mean
That
Bruce
was the
Wayne
first
becomes Batman?
episode. Oh, yeah.
We're bringing time travel into it again, guys.
But that was the first episode, maybe the
Hmm?
second. After that, it was just a buddy cop show that took place in
See, for
Gotham.
me, like, I never liked cop shows. Honestly, I'm
Eh,
not a big
yeah, I
fan.
could do without them.
At first, I really liked Gotham.
Yeah.
Like,
First
it
episode was
was
awesome.
great. I liked it a lot, and they brought it. I feel like they pulled a Spider-Man 3 though.
I
They
like
introduced
that.
too many villains at once.
Oh yeah.
The Riddler was fine. You didn't need Poison Ivy. She was pointless.
She didn't even show
I
up again
mean,
after
who the
that.
hell? She shows up in this season like multiple
Yeah.
times, but she's just Selena's freaking roommate. Like, who the hell
Yeah.
cares? Honestly.
Well, what they should have done is they should have put like Harley Quinn as like an infant baby, and she tries to stab Bruce Wayne. That's what they should
Still
have
better than New
done.
52 Harley Quinn.
Well, good point.
I I I like that they made Alfred a badass again, finally.
Well, he was the son of the third
I
Doctor,
know,
so he better
freaking
be.
John Pertwee's kid, Sean Pertwee. That I found that out, and I was like, oh my god,
Hello, my name's Alfred.
I'm gonna shoot some people. I'm doing an
His
Australian
voice,
accent from some reason.
his voice is cool, but it's too
It
gravelly.
is, but I mean,
It's like clear your throat.
it was a good show. Up for me, it was a good show until the mid-season finale. Like I liked it up until then, and I liked the Red Hood episode, and that was it.
Oh, the Red Hood episode was good, except it kind of reversed the
Hmm.
comics completely.
No, it didn't. No, it didn't. No,
Kind of,
it
because
follows Zero Year basically.
oh,
It mo-
well, I'm thinking of Killing
oh
Joke.
yeah, it's similar though. It takes elements from both. Like they have the Red
Yeah,
Hood gang, and they're all. It takes elements from both.
yeah.
That was a good episode though. I mean, the Joker, really.
I'm a kid,
That was
guys.
one thing I could have done without seeing. I couldn't care less. They're like, he's like, oh no, my mom died. What?
He's awesome.
And then at the end of that, they're like, oh, it was him who killed him, and the blind guy's his dad, and he has a dumb name, and I'm gonna look up that name. It was Jerome, wasn't it? Was it Jerome or was it Garfield?
I don't know. I don't really care.
It was Jerome. I was right.
I don't think it would ruin that because they kind of know something about the Joker. He's not a nameless
I
guy
love him as a
anymore.
nameless character. I don't care. I hate that sometimes they call him like Joe Care. I think
Well,
I
that's
think that's
funny.
just dumb, honestly.
Well, in the movie, as a kid when I watched the movie, because there was a scene where you saw Joker's name was Alan
Yeah, it
Napier or
was
something.
Jack Napier.
Jack Napier. Alan Napier's the guy who made the TV show.
But yeah, like
That's what I'm thinking of.
that was a good movie, except for the fact that Batman killed people and
Because Batman's awesome and he could get away
he
with it.
burned people alive. He blew up a building.
Yeah.
He
So did
threw.
Superman.
Yeah, but Superman kills people actually. Like Batman's, he's like, I have a code.
Well, Batman, yeah,
I
Superman
break
wasn't
that
as
code
angry.
sometimes, but I still have a
I think
code.
Su- Superman, surprisingly, I think kills more people than
Yeah, he
Batman.
does.
People would think Batman because he's like
And he's
edgy.
brutal, but no, Superman kills a shit ton more people.
Yeah, he kills Lex Luthor, his
Hmm.
main guy.
Kills the Joker in Injustice.
Yeah,
Actually,
kills
no,
the
he didn't.
Joker.
He didn't. Batman
Oh,
killed the
'cause-
Joker in Injustice. I didn't get that at all.
Whatever. I'm going by the game.
Yeah,
not the comics.
I freaking played the game. I'm like, oh, Superman killed Joker. Oh my god! And then a couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
they're like, oh, Batman killed the Joker in Injustice, and then he turned himself in. I was like, hey,
I don't read those
uh,
comics.
so
Like, there's too many of them. There's year 2, year 3, year 4. It's like, oh my, it's like dude making more than
Yeah,
games
right.
now.
Make another game. Just do it soon before you have to. You're on year 5. I mean, so Gotham, right? Season finale. Show was decent up until mid-season for me, and then Red Hood was the last episode I actually really liked.
Deaths.
What'd you think about the season finale?
Well, I didn't like. I have a lot to say about the ogre,
Oh my god.
actually, because what I didn't get, I guess they're trying to set that Barbara Keene's insane
Yeah,
because she was what was the ogre said, "I'll kill anyone you want." What I would have said is, "I want you to kill Jim Gordon,"
that makes so much
and then
sense.
Jim would have killed the ogre
Exactly.
instead. But she says, "That's what
That
I would
makes
have done.
sense.
That's what I."
Be
Yeah,
like,
but she kills
go
her
to the police
parents.
station, kill all the cops, have fun.
Yeah, or just Jim,
Or
and then
Harvey,
like
even.
Jim,
Harvey would kick
Harvey,
his
so
ass.
Harvey's so
Didn't Harvey
funny.
kill him?
But that
Yeah,
I
he
don't
did. He shot
remember.
him in the head.
But that scene was
Someone
so
did.
creepy when Harvey went into that like nightclub. That was
No,
kind of
Harvey didn't
creepy.
shoot him in the head. Gordon shot him in the head when Harvey distracted him.
Well, then the season finale. I don't know. Fish Mooney's back.
She's back and then she's gone.
Good. Jada Pinkett Smith's so annoying.
I liked her
Anyway,
as an actress. Did not like the character.
I don't like her in any way, shape, or form.
I mean, for me, it
Yeah.
was like, especially, like, I liked her character, especially in the part where she's, like, in the doll maker thing until she's like, oh, uh, I'm going to be your second in command now. I didn't like that at all. I started hating her again. But then
Yeah.
at the end, you're like, oh my god, she's back, and she's beating the crap out of people, and then Penguin fights her, and then
Yeah, what didn't make sense is Catwoman decides to become like evil for a
she
while.
fucking murdered, like, that guy who stabbed Alfred, man. She pushed him out a window, like a 5-story
Yeah.
window.
Well, she's Catwoman. She's a villain,
She's an
kinda.
anti-hero, and even then, she barely ever kills people. Like, if you read Long Halloween, she goes after her own dad, freaking Carmine Falcone. She beats up a bunch of his thugs with Batman, and then all she does is, like, scratch the shit out of them. She doesn't kill any of them.
That's true. But I guess they're trying to set up for people who only know Catwoman as the villain.
One thing I really didn't like about the season finale is, you have Jim's relationship. One thing I liked after the mid-season finale was Jim and Leslie Tompkins. I liked the
Sure,
relationship.
they're all
I
right.
liked it better than Barbara because Barbara was annoying as hell. And then they're like, oh, Leslie's like, oh, I can give you a trauma therapy. And Barbara's like, okay, let's do it. And then Barbara tries to fucking kill her. There's a 2-minute scene where it's like, oh, he wanted me to choose someone to kill. And he's like, yeah, I know. I read the report. I'm so sorry for your loss. He killed your parents in front of you. That's extremely traumatic. How can you not be fazed by this? And she's like, no, he didn't kill her. I did. I slit their throats. I was like, what? Where did this come from? She
Well,
was perfectly fine. And then all of a sudden, no, I want to kill my parents.
well, I don't know.
And then
Because they thought it would be more interesting
and
that
then
way.
she tries killing fucking Leslie. And then it doesn't make sense because how are Jim and Barbara supposed to have Barbara Gordon?
Well, I thought that he was just gonna name Barbara after her.
If
But I'm
she's
thinking
a
that's hard.
crazy bitch.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's gonna be kinda hard to do now. Oh well. I guess no Batgirl.
All right, yeah. Well, Suicide Squad costumes. What are your thoughts?
Like, well, I wish Harley Quinn had a costume, but
Hmm.
there really isn't much to talk
No,
about.
not really. She wears a varsity jacket. She has tattoos and a baseball bat.
Yeah,
Where?
I can
Where's
do
the
that.
hat? That's all I gotta say. Where's the fucking hat? Where's the
I
hammer?
think I don't think New 52 design's that good.
No.
I think it's kind of just bad. I like the one in Arkham Assault on Arkham Asylum,
Yes.
because it's sort of like the original
It's a
comics,
mix.
but
It's like New
yeah,
52 plus anime series, and you're like, bam, badass.
yeah,
And she has the hammer,
good,
which is the bomb. Ooh.
good hammer. Baseball bats from the game. She looked even worse in the
Yeah,
game, but
let's not get into that. Let's save that for later.
Deadshot looks good.
Hands down, Deadshot looks badass.
He's the only one who looks really good,
I like
in
Killer
my
Croc.
opinion.
Killer Croc looks good.
Sure.
I like first.
But he doesn't look like Killer Croc.
No, he
to me,
doesn't.
though.
I'll give you that. I don't. I didn't think he
He
looked like
looked-
Killer Croc at all. They should have done King Shark. Still Killer Croc.
Because in my opinion, the definitive Killer Croc is from Hush. He's like a crocodile.
Yeah, right.
Not man crocodile.
But I mean, El Diablo, I'm so excited for. You read the New 52 Suicide Squad, and El Diablo, he is like the heart and soul of this team, and it's great. I have not caught up, so I don't know if he dies or not. I hope not, but if he does, I'm going to
I read
cry.
the first one.
One thing I was sad
Who else
about
is even in it?
was no Black Spider. Come on, Black fucking Spider.
I'm upset there's no Deathstroke.
I thought he
care if
was.
he's new.
I thought he was going to be in it. Like they just didn't include that photo.
I don't care if Rick Flags.
I don't give a
They
shit.
should have replaced him with Deathstroke, in my opinion.
I want Deathstroke. I want Black Manta.
Yeah, Black
Rick
Manta's
Flag's cool.
too.
I'll give you that.
Sure.
But I mean, Slipknot, really?
Not
Who
sure
the
he
fuck
is.
is Slipknot? I thought it was a band. I don't even listen to
I
them.
don't really. Me either.
I mean, you could have replaced Slipknot. I guarantee he's gonna die. First 2 seconds.
They have to have one guy die.
You know how in Assault on Arkham, KG Beast, like he's like, Amanda Wallace says, "Oh, if you leave this room, your head will explode." He's like, "Well, fuck you then." In Soviet Russia, I walk
it
out the
does.
room, and then they fuck you, and then he walks out the room, his head fucking pops off his body.
They should have Whoopi Goldberg play Amanda.
Stop making me laugh. It hurts.
It's funny. That's not funny. She's awesome.
I know.
And,
That's why I was laughing, and then I started coughing because I'm sick.
Well, Whoopi or Oprah.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not Oprah. Whoopi, because she's like villainous. She has no eyebrows and she has like dreads. She's so villainous.
That'd be funny. Joker. Apparently,
I don't know.
it's not a promotional photo. He has
Yeah,
damage
just-
written on his fucking forehead.
I mean, it's true, but I don't know if I'd boast that to society.
He sounds like a fucking emo kid from the early 2000s.
Well, I'd say it was bad, but I'll say it's horrible.
I liked some of the tattoos. I will give you that. I like the skull one.
Huh.
I really like that.
Yeah, like ha 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 ha.
Ha 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 it's a little bit overdone,
Yeah, very.
but it's not bad
I wouldn't
because
have
it's
a
under
mouth
the shirt.
on my arm. And a mouth.
Oh yeah,
That's dumb.
fucking shit, man. But I mean, overall, it wasn't that bad. And then you guys
What's with this
you
teeth?
point that was dumb. I didn't like that at all. You pointed it out to me, and I didn't see it before because I wasn't really looking for it. You pointed out damaged, and
Yeah.
I didn't mind so much the teardrop because sometimes that's associated with gangs. It's the Joker, right? He's associated with gangs sometimes. The only real problem I had with it before you pointed out damage was the teeth. And I find that so dumb. I can't look at it and take him seriously as the Joker.
Yeah. Whenever I look at that picture, I look right at damage.
That's me too. I mean, every other thing I'm fine with. All the other tattoos, he's going to be wearing a shirt, he's going to be wearing a suit. Okay, maybe there's one scene where he's in Arkham and he's like in his bed and he sits up and like Harley Quinn's walking past and he just stares at her, like gives her an evil glare. And then you see the tattoos. But that's probably going to be it. Something like that, right?
Yeah.
So I'm fine with the tattoos. But the fact that he has tattoo on his forehead is just, I mean, if you do a close up shot, that's all I'm gonna notice. I'm not gonna be paying attention
Yeah.
to the scene. It could be the most
Or
important line of dialogue in the damn movie. It could be the funniest line. It could be the most important line in the fact that like it drives the story forward. I won't be paying attention. I'll be looking at damaged.
I think you should look like the Dark Knight Returns, like suave.
That's I think they were going for that. You sent me that picture where he's in the silver suit, and that's very reminiscent of Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm just fucking I don't know, man. Joker, Deadshot looks great.
I don't think he should have been in it at all.
No, he shouldn't. Deadshot looks great. El
Yeah.
Diablo looks great.
Everyone else.
Harley Quinn's eh. Killer Croc eh. Everyone else I couldn't give a shit about.
What about
Oh
Enchantress or
yeah, oh, fuck
whatever?
it, she's gonna die. it's gonna be
I don't
it's
know
gonna
who else.
be Slipknot and then Enchantress immediately after. Like he's gonna be the one that walks out the room and his head's gonna explode because he doesn't believe there's a damn bomb in his neck. And then she's gonna be the one who gets killed on the mission.
That's.
That's gonna be it.
I wish.
Or she. All right, so I picked up Deadpool's Super Secret War, well, Secret War, right,
Uh,
this weekend, and I was kind of disappointed with it. It
why?
was, it wasn't very funny. It's not Deadpool funny, at least. Not like 2012 Deadpool, definitely not. There were some jokes, but only a couple of them hit like actual funny bones, I guess. But overall, the story, it
A minute and
All
ten
right,
seconds.
great. So where was I at? I'm gonna go back to the sad clown thing.
Yeah.
All right, so he was developing a character. Finally, he had a daughter. It was sad, and he died. It was amazing, and I wanted him to continue like that. But they're bringing him back to normal Deadpool, which I'm not too pleased for, because I really enjoyed, you know, Deadpool being an actual human with feelings instead of just
Yeah. Because something's not funny if it's like some weird like it's funny when he's human and he does human
yeah,
stuff, but if he's like some just like 24/7 clown, it
it
gets
does.
annoying.
And in this, he's like in this weird in between where he's not like the 24/7 clown, but he's not the sad guy. He's definitely not the sad guy. He's just not up to par with what he used to be. So he's not funny and he's not sad. So he's just like a normal asshole. It kind of sucks. At the end, it's not really a spoiler. Like they're having these guys fight, like the good guys and the villains. They're fighting, right? And Deadpool, they're apparently fixing all these different things, like with that's wrong with the characters. So Deadpool gets cured of his cancer, and he looks
Yay.
like a cowboy.
Oh,
He has, he
like
has like
Woody
he has
Cowboy?
like a porn stash, like a blonde porn
Oh.
stash, and like long blonde hair. It's really weird. I didn't like it at all, and it just ends with that. And they're like to be continued, fucking June or July or whenever the hell it is. So it wasn't great. I mean, there's a couple jokes that'll make you laugh, but honestly, if you're a fan of Deadpool, like a really big fan of Deadpool, I wouldn't suggest picking it up because there's nothing really there for you.
Poor guy.
Yeah, but on the other hand, I mean, there are a lot of new female characters coming out of Marvel right now. They're coming out of the woodwork, and unfortunately for us, not a lot of them are great or up to par with other male superheroes. One thing that hit really big, though, was they revealed Jane Foster to be Thor. I mean,
Oh,
that's pretty fucking big.
isn't there a Lady Thor
Yeah, she
already,
is her.
or is
That
that
is
her?
her.
Uh,
I mean, Jane Foster is Thor. I think this was really well written in the Thor book, and I'm sad to say that it's one of the only good Marvel female solo series that are currently ongoing. Take into account, of course, that I am probably going to sound extremely sexist during this rant, even though I'm really not, because I'm going to be shitting on a lot of female oriented character series. Alright, I haven't seen anything from the Spider Woman or Storm series at my local store at all, and the previews I've read from both of them don't give me anything to go off of. So I got nothing to say about those. I mean, there's nothing I can really get into with them. I tried reading the previews; they don't give anything about the actual story away, so I'm not that big a fan. Angela, Asgard's assassin, seems decent because I like their character in the Guardians of the Galaxy books, but nothing again really sticks out to me. Nothing special. The art's pretty good, but the story I haven't heard any great things about. I'm gonna get a lot of flack for these two. Like a lot of flack. Personally, I don't like Carol Danvers. You know Captain Marvel, James?
I do, but I know that Shazam's the real
Well,
Captain
yeah,
Marvel.
well, I don't like Carol Danvers. She is,
That's the blonde one.
yeah, she was in
Yeah,
Guardians of the
I know the other
Galaxy
one.
for a while. And she was Miss Marvel before, and before she was this great big feminist character, and then the second they gave her superpowers, they basically told the readers, fuck you, we're making her this obedient. It was really controversial. I don't want to go into it. If you want to get into that or find out what happens, you can look it up. It's really easy to
I don't
find.
really care.
Anyways, she is far from my favorite female superhero. Hands down, Barbara Gordon. Batgirl. Best female superhero,
Wonder Woman.
in my opinion. You're entitled to your own opinion. I like Batgirl.
I don't know. I like Wonder Woman.
Anyways,
I don't really.
I love the idea of Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan. But once again, nothing really clicks with me. I can't relate to a teenage girl. It's a good read, but I can't.
I like the art.
It's good art, but Kamala just
No.
doesn't. She doesn't get me as a good character, and I think a lot of my dislike with the book has a lot to do with my prejudice towards elongating powers. Bet you thought I was going to say
Stretchy
Muslim
people?
people, because you're
Like
racist.
stretchy people.
Yeah,
What about Mr. Fantastic? He's awesome.
and I forgot to mention, in Deadpool's Secret Secret Wars, Mr. Fantastic, Deadpool makes a crack. It's one of the funnier jokes, and he says, basically, without Susan Storm, Mr. Fantastic is pretty much useless. And that he is. There's nothing to him. I don't like his character at all. I never liked him.
I wish because I wouldn't have to get up to get the remote.
I don't like Plastic Man. I don't like Elongated Man. I mean,
Plastic
I
Man.
just don't like this kind of power. I find it so weird and dumb. It's pointless.
It's scary. Like if you saw some guy's head, like his.
Yeah, right? What the
like,
fuck? You're like, holy shit, I can see a guy's head all the way across the street. And you're like, and then you get closer, and it's like a giant head on a normal sized person's body. You're like, what the fuck is that? Damon!
Yeah, it's
But,
weird.
yeah, it's. Whatever. Spider Gwen, which everyone loves, is a decent title. The art's wonderful. I mean, it gives you this punk feel, and it really pushes like rocker.
So does the new Black Canary.
Does it? Oh yeah, it does. Yeah,
Yeah, it looks like Joan Jett.
that's cool. I really want to get that, but the story is a bit lacking. Like it doesn't contribute in any way. It kind of seems like a general story. It's no Nothing really sticking out in terms of, oh my God, this happened in the book. You're like, oh, she's fighting the vulture and she's stopping kids from doing graffiti. Even though in
Hey, graffiti's
the
evil.
last issue, she spray paints like 30 fucking buildings, giant graffiti things. Like,
Well, Batman does in the game. He spray paints.
it doesn't make sense. It's not a good story. It's decent, but there's nothing there for you. If you're a if you're a character buff, go for it. If you're someone who enjoys like a detailed story, like something that really tickles the back of your freaking mind, you're like, oh, what the fuck's gonna happen next?
What about an awesome buff? Is it awesome?
The art's awesome. That's about it. The
Well, what
character's
about like,
awesome.
does she like punch a guy across the street?
It's she does that a couple times.
Oh, then it's
It's
awesome.
awesome, but the story's like it's not anywhere near Amazing Spider-Man is right now, and that's
Well,
not
they
even doing
rebooted
so
him.
great.
Yeah, they
I mean,
rebooted him.
Superior Spider-Man is 10 times better. I'm sorry.
Well, he's
Yeah, of
superior.
course. I haven't touched Silk at all. Like, there's a Silk book.
Like the almond
Yeah,
one.
exactly. No, it was this character, Cindy Moon, who dated Peter Parker for a little while right before Spider-Verse happened. The actual event, not the
Ooh.
Secret Wars book. Um, and somehow they're not together anymore. It was like they're together for
Yeah, because he's getting married to
no,
Mrs.
that's a different
Wonderful.
universe, James. That's renew your
Don't
vows.
give me a
That's a
break with new
James,
universes.
that's a continuement of the universe in Civil War, where instead of one more day happening and Mary Jane wasn't married to Peter anymore and she didn't have a miscarriage, you get the point.
I remember
Yeah,
that happen
so
actually.
like I don't like the fact that she's not dating Peter Parker anymore because it was a relationship that I was hoping they would go somewhere with, especially since Mary Jane moved on from Peter Parker, and it went about 2 feet, stopped, and dropped. It sucked.
Okay.
I haven't even seen a single issue of Silk in my comic book store the last 6 times I've gone there, and there's no word about how good or terrible it is from any comic reviewers.
What about us?
Well,
Is it good or
it's
bad? Say it.
not gonna touch it. I don't care.
Oh, you
No,
didn't read it?
I haven't seen it.
If we did, we
I
could be
haven't
the
seen it at
first.
all.
Let me look it up. Silk.
But on the other end of the spectrum, Black Widow looks positively spectacular. The art's amazing. The story from the previews I've seen, I looked at it in the comic book store today. I saw the first trade paperback. It's like reminiscent of like an old spy thriller film, like James Bond. Like it's awesome as hell, and to a degree, it
Hmm.
seems a lot like what they were doing with Captain America: The Winter Soldier, which is amazing, and I absolutely love it. I really want to get the trade paperback the next time I go.
Which what? Because I liked Metal Gear Solid 3. That was kind of like old
Yeah,
spy.
it's a lot to do with like actual espionage this time, from what I've seen.
Oh,
I
espionage.
haven't read the book,
Is it tactical?
but it seems like Skyfall, you know the movie,
Oh.
meets Winter Soldier.
What's it called?
It's Black Widow. It's the newest series.
Black Widow
It's just Black
what?
Widow.
Number 3?
Uh, it's just the newest run of Black Widow,
Alright, I'm buying it.
and I mean, this is the last part of my rant, by the way. Hands down, the best two female character series from Marvel right now are Thor and Princess Leia. I
Princess Leia, because she's
It is
awesome.
so good. I've been up to date with every single one of the Star Wars titles. Like I bought Star Wars number 5 today. Last week I bought Darth Vader number 5. The week before was Kanan number 2, etc., etc. And by far the best series out of all four of those is Princess Leia. It only has 3 issues out right now, but is definitely worth a read.
Less is
Ex-
more.
it really gives you a lot for what you're buying. Unlike the other books, Princess Leia actually feels like a proper Star Wars story to me. Like Star Wars and Darth Vader, they're somewhat like that. Like Darth Vader captured a little bit of the lightning in the bottle, but issue number 5, without spoiling anything, really lost me.
You know what I didn't get about Darth Vader? It takes place after Revenge of the Sith,
No, it
right?
takes place
In
after
between?
episode 4. It's right after episode 4. But issue 5, it was good, and in the end, it just gets dumb. It gets really dumb. I mean, you have to read it for yourself. I don't want to explain it. It's terrible.
Yeah, I'll pick it up one day.
But Princess Leia is action combined with political aspects and just a little bit, just a little dab of freaking genocide. They're dealing, they're
So it's
dealing,
like Star
they're
Trek.
dealing with the fallout basically of Alderaan getting destroyed in episode 4, and she's going around and she's trying to basically save all the.
That's a pretty overlooked.
Yeah, because no one ever talked about it. Like, oh, what happened to all the people from Alderaan that weren't on the planet at the time? So
Yeah. I assume they were just dead and no one cared.
what she's trying to do is she's going around the damn galaxy and she's trying to find all these people and bring them together. And I think that has a lot to tie. I think if they decide to go further with it, it could essentially tie into New Alderaan, like it did in the Legacy series, is what they're calling it now. But I like that a lot. If you only get one Star Wars series, James, Princess Leia, hands down.
Yeah. You know,
It's
she's cool.
amazing.
I would like a Han Solo.
I'm looking
He's my
forward to
favorite
Lando.
character.
I'm really looking forward.
They have
They're in
Lando?
July, I believe.
Oh, come on, Lando's
Lando's
awesome.
awesome.
You got it. He's like
Yeah.
suave and
I think they're gonna do it like a couple. I think it's gonna be like a couple years before episode 5 or a couple months, and it's gonna be cool as hell.
I'd really dig a Wado series.
I want an Obi-Wan series.
Oh, you know I almost bought one because it had Obi-Wan on the cover, but I realized
Yeah,
it
I
was
saw a cover the other day on might have been Tumblr or might have been Marvel. I'm not sure, and they're showing a bunch of covers for upcoming issues, and
and they were the action
they
figures.
no, I didn't see those actually. They showed
Oh.
they showed Obi-Wan on one of the covers. I'm like, could Obi-Wan possibly getting his own book? And there weren't any details, so I'm hoping and I'm praying that he actually is. But it probably is just a Star Wars book. It's probably just a Star Wars cover for one of the later issues.
Well, he's my favorite character, so I hope he gets
Me
one.
too. He's my favorite character, and then it's Boba Fett. Yeah. And then Chewbacca. Yeah, Chewbacca's great.
Chewbacca's Bigfoot.
Damn it, James.
Bigfoot's
Okay.
real.
Well, Discovery Channel. Have fun with that. So, my last couple points. With the news recently that Marvel revealing who Thor is, I decided to see what all the hype was about. You know, I picked up the book. I was going to get all the issues up to issue number 8, including issue number 8, like all the actual single issues. But not my best idea, in all honesty. I kind of
Okay.
wanted to read. I just wanted to like read the story up to the reveal of Jane Foster, and try to better understand where they might go from this point forward. But once I got to the comic book store, I realized how dumb and stupid that would be, and I kind of. Wait, hold on one second. I decided to. Oh crap. I wasn't going to get all the issues. I was going to get issue number 8. Is what I meant to say earlier. And when I got to the store, I figured out that's really dumb. So I wanted to get all the 8 issues, which they didn't have. But they had the hardcover version of 1 through 5. And
5
yeah,
issues?
it was 5
That's-
issues.
That's 150 pages.
Give or take a couple pages. But I made a decision, and it kind of broke a lot of my rules on purchasing comics, which are don't buy trade paperbacks over $20 unless they're on sale. Don't buy hardcover when they have trade paperback versions. Try to stay the hell away from hardcover.
You know what I do for graphic novels when I
What?
buy them? I get my Barnes and Noble coupon, and then I get it from there,
Yeah.
so it's not full
I
price.
go on Amazon usually. They have it cheap a lot of times.
Yeah.
And another thing I do is I try to, you know, basically fuck hardcover. I'm good with trade paperbacks. Unless they're expensive as
Yeah.
hell, then I wait for a sale. So I bought Thor, and it's not like your normal hardcover where they have like a sleeve on it, like a crappy little sleeve that pulls off and rips, and like it's shitty. It's made of stupid fucking paper.
As soon as I get a hardcover with the sleeve, I take it off.
The thing I hate about that though is like a lot of times you take off the hardcover sleeve, and on the actual cover, there's just nothing there. It's just like Batman, Volume
No,
6.
no, the ones I don't have a lot of hardcovers, but I have ones with like art on it. So
So I couldn't get it up to issue number 8. I bought the first 5 for $25 in total, which is more than you would have spent if it was trade paperback. But this hardcover, it doesn't have a sleeve. The actual art is printed onto the cover.
it's
And
good.
it's smooth and it's like it doesn't scratch. It's really nice. And it was the only Thor book I could find in the entire store. They were all sold out.
Hmm. Well, about cover texture, I had a complaint. Secret Wars #1 had some like cool cover. I don't know what
Yeah,
material
and
it
Secret Wars
was.
2 is just crap.
It was like
Yeah,
flimsy. It felt like something from the early
I'm holding it right now and I
2000s.
feel like I'm gonna rip it. It's
I know
scary.
it feels like an early 2000s, like I don't know, like crappily
Yeah,
made
it really
indie
does.
comic
It's
cover.
sucky. But Thor is worth every fucking.
What's Thor's name?
What do you mean?
Like Thor, what's his
Thor,
name? Like the one from the
Thor
movie.
Odinson.
Just oh
That's
my
his actual
god.
name.
I thought his name was gonna be like Tom Kent or
No, no,
something.
no. Um,
Ugh.
it was. It's probably my favorite Marvel book I picked up in the last 3 months. It is amazing. The art's fantastic. The story is great. Goddess of Thunder is so bad ass.
Goddess of
Yeah,
Thunder,
that's
huh?
what it's called. Is so badass.
Hmm. Thor's kind of like Wonder Woman.
Dude, she would kick the shit out of Wonder Woman. I'm sorry. She makes
Well,
that.
I think a lot of
That's
people
true.
could.
That's true. But it is the best book I've read from Marvel, I think, in the last 3 months. And I've read a lot of
Huh.
Marvel in the last 3 months. I'm up to date with like 6 or 7 series, and Thor's hands down the best. In short, Marvel needs to step up their game with the female characters. Big time. The books should be nowhere short of a great read, especially since most of the comics are dominated by male characters. Female series should be on par with, if not better, than a lot of the male center series because they're representing the demographic of 52% of the world's population. So yeah, make better female comics. Should be easy, especially since you have so many great female characters at your disposal.
You know, yeah, Marvel does have a lot of good females, like more than I could
Yeah,
think of for
but they
DC.
just they don't
Like
write them well a lot of the time.
I know nothing about Marvel, and I named all those people, and I don't know what it was.
So my last thing on that was I picked up A Force, and I was it wasn't as good as I was hoping because they kind of left out a couple characters, which kind of made me sad. But it is a really good read. It is my favorite Secret Wars title right now. I picked up Battle World, I picked up Ultimate End, I picked up Deadpool's Secret War.
Battle World.
It's
Love
really
it.
good. So yeah, that's,
Why? I don't get it. Is it Avengers?
no, it's all the female superheroes they could possibly fit into one book, and it's like
Oh, what's the A stand for then?
Avengers.
That's what
Yeah.
I just said.
Well, it's the Avengers, but it's all the female characters.
Avengers with it's all right. I get it.
It's really good. You should get it.
Maybe because I named almost half the people, so I should be good
Yeah.
to go. I got Wonder Woman 76, number
Hmm.
one of one, for $8.
Damn. It's a lot.
It was huge though, and it's only for people who like the show, which isn't that many, I think. The Wonder Woman show, it had nothing really to do with the
No, not
comics,
really.
but I don't know. It's like the 70s, and the art's pretty good, so I'd pay no more than $8
Hmm.
for it, so that's good.
Well, we have one more topic in Marvel before we're just about to wrap this up. Did you see the Avengers?
Yeah, let's go with that.
So you see it?
You know, I haven't even been. I'll probably see it over the
It
weekend,
is.
but I
It's really good.
had no chance.
Personally, I didn't like the first Avengers film. Hawkeye's my favorite fucking Avenger, hands down, and he was the bad guy in the first film for most of the damn movie, and it sucked.
Bad
Yeah, he
guy?
was under control of Loki because of the mind gem.
I hate that. It's like they did that to Superman
Yeah,
sometimes. It's like, oh, he's the villain, guys. It's like, get over
it
yourself, you
it
mind
didn't make
controlling.
sense. This time Hawkeye was a badass. He has a family now. It is amazing. I will not spoil the movie for you. I loved it.
Yeah, I'll see it over the
I loved
weekend,
it
but
so much better than the first film. I thought it was great. A lot of people are saying it suffered from Spider-Man 3 syndrome where they had too many heroes, and they said it was a bit rushed. Honestly, from the first time watching it in the
well,
theater, I didn't see any of
from
that.
what I think is that it shouldn't be a problem because they should have developed
They
these
did already.
characters in the first
They're,
movie. So it wouldn't matter how many they
they
put in.
introduced three
Who?
new characters.
Silver,
They
Quicksilver,
introduced
Red
Quicksilver, Scarlet
Witch.
Witch, Vision. Those were the three new heroes they introduced. Other than that, everyone
Yeah,
else has been pre-established except for Ultron.
yeah. Well, I don't. I think I could figure
Yeah,
them out.
exactly.
I don't think they're that. Quicksilver's fast. Red Witch is like,
Scarlet Witch, James.
oh,
Red
what'd I
Witch.
say? Red Witch. Oh my gosh, that's a reference to my
Oh yeah.
life. To my life. But Vision, I thought he was a bad guy because he's
No,
like
he's a good guy. No,
creepy.
it's cool.
He's creepy.
You should watch it. And
I'll see it over the weekend.
that pretty much wraps up our Marvel news, except for your thoughts on Civil War. You know, Crossbones looks cool. They're filming it now.
I don't know who he is. He looks kind of cool. Black Panther
I haven't seen
doesn't.
Black Panther
No
yet.
offense.
I'm hoping he looks
Well,
good.
I'm not sure what he looks like in the comics, but he just looks like mix between Batman and Wildcat to me. Or Batman Beyond and Wildcat even.
I don't know. Anyways, that's basically that. And we're gonna wrap up this podcast with our titles that we're looking forward to reading from Post Convergence and Secret Wars. So, James.
Um, you know, Martian Manhunter I am. I'm not even gonna read the preview. I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
spoil it. But I've been waiting for a Martian Manhunter. And I've wondered why he hasn't had one till now, but he doesn't have a universe or villains or anything
That's
really.
true.
So maybe
Except for like a couple white
maybe they'll
Martians.
make some, yeah, maybe they'll make some like a good one. Hopefully it doesn't
Yeah.
suck, but it might.
Might. Hope not.
There's a good chance. I mean, Superman, I want to see what they're doing. I don't know if I want to be in the blast zone, but I'm going. And Batman, whatever. I'll get Batman. See how Gordon cleans up his city for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Starfire.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm excited and scared at the same time because it's the writers who did Harley Quinn.
Oh,
But
yeah.
the art is better, I
Oh,
think. It looks better at
it's
least.
the
Is it
same.
really? It looks different to
Well,
me.
I'm not gonna lie. I pick up every new issue of
I
Harley
don't. I haven't
Quinn.
touched one.
I do, because she was my third favorite DC character until
Mm.
recently. So I always pick up in hope that it'll get better.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for me, post-convergence titles I really want to read. Batman, hands down. Red Hood and Arsenal. I'm excited for
Oh yeah.
because you finally get to see, it's still a team dynamic, but no Starfire. She's out on her own. Speaking of which, I'm excited for Starfire, Martian Manhunter, yeah, and the one that I am extremely happy about is
Batmite.
Constant. Go to hell. Is Constantine the Hellblazer. I'm so happy.
Oh
It's
yeah, he's getting a solo
instead of magic
series.
this time, it's like a cult scary horror book, and it's gonna be amazing.
I like Justice League Dark to an
Hmm.
extent, but I think that sounds
It
cool.
does. It looks. I can't wait. What about Secret Wars for you? What titles are you looking for?
Well, I like Old Man Logan because I like things like Metal Gear Solid 4 and Rambo 4, where the old
Yeah.
the old man does awesome stuff. Rocky 6, and the art looks cool. And I don't know, maybe Spider-Man's wedding.
Hmm.
I don't know why I like wedding albums. I have the Superman wedding
That's
album
great.
too.
For me, I think X-Men '92, big one.
Oh yeah,
Ghost Racers because I love Robbie Reyes as a character. He's wonderful. Definitely renew your vows because Spider-Man's still married. He has a kid now. Clap, 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 Marvel.
yay.
Um, A-Force, I'm gonna continue reading. I'm not sure if I'll go all the way through with it though. Depends on how it ends up. And lastly, I kind of want to see um, what is it called? Secret Wars Inferno. If it goes off of what they previewed in Battle World, because it's Wolverine with Doctor
Ooh,
Strange is powers, and it's
ooh.
so cool looking.
Well, Wolverine's cool, and Doctor Strange sounds like a wacky guy, so that's
It's gonna
gotta
be
be
good.
good.
So,
It's gonna be great.
any last things you want to talk about, James? Any last little things? Nothing? Anything? Yeah.
Except, no.
All right. So that was our first episode of In the Comics. We had a couple technical difficulties, but don't worry about it. We can cut a lot of that out. And next time we'll be back and we'll be talking about not news, but specific heroes and topics that we of our choosing. Hopefully without network connectivity errors. So thank you for
Yep.
tuning in. This has been Dylan and James. Have a nice night or
Yep.
day. Bye.